Talking about a little apartment, $800 a month, a little beater car, some insurance, some food, okay? Now, you guys are going to have to learn how to handle money if you're going to control your life and get where you need to get to. So the top part of this is a little budget. Now, you say, well, Greg, I can do math. For all I have to make is $15 an hour, because 40 hours a week, $15 an hour, $600 a week. 4 weeks, $2,400, bada bing, that's all I need. So you're going to go manage the video store for your $15 an hour. That's fine. If that's your dream, that's your life. That's great. The middle part is your pay stub. Do you notice, who in here notices the net pay in the bottom right side of the pay stub is what? Raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. $1,624. Now, do we see a discrepancy already? We've got a budget. We have to write checks for $2,400. We have $1,624 in the checking account. Does anybody see a problem? What are your two options in this case? You basically have two choices. Anybody? Raise your hand. Sir? Okay, you can try to increase your income. Either get a better job or maybe 2 jobs. Okay, my dad had to work 7 days a week for 22 years to feed 9 kids. What are your other options if you can't earn more money? Anybody? Sir?
Get a cheaper house.
Okay, you reduce expenses. Exactly. Gold star. You either make more money or you spend less. That's basically your only 2 options in the real world. Okay? Now, what I'm going to say to you, getting a second job is a short-term possibility. But the reality is you can't keep trading your time for money because time is limited. You only are given so many hours in a day. So I'm going to urge you guys to think about what you're worth per hour, what your time is worth, and what your earning potential. On the bottom of this are some examples of some occupations. Now, these are just random occupations, and these numbers are actually, I apologize, they're 2 years old. So the numbers are a little bit different now, but the fact is this is a range that goes from a waiter, waitress up to a physician. Now, a pediatrician, this translates to about $130,000 a year, but the point is these are just averages. I need help on this. What do you think is the single activity the people toward the top of this chart engaged in that the people at the bottom may not have? Sir?
College.
Education and training, exactly. Now, I don't want to just totally focus on college. Somebody here may want to be a master plumber or an electrician or an automotive engineer, technician, and that's fine. They're all good quality jobs and you can make a decent living. So we're going to say education and training in case it might be a trade school or a professional school. But the reality is, just like as an aviator, I need to reduce risk in order to stay safe. You need to reduce the risk in your life that you're going to wind up somewhere you don't want to be. And the best single way to reduce the risk of not being where you want to be is the most education and training you can possibly get, whatever it takes. My parents could not afford 1 cent toward my college. I didn't let that stop me, okay? I worked my way through college. There is nothing that should stop you from getting to where you want to get to, okay? Don't say, oh, well, college is expensive. Let me tell you, it is too expensive not to go. The average college graduate will make nearly $1 million more in their lifetime of working than someone that didn't. So if college costs you $50,000, $60,000 and you're getting $1 million return on it, that's a pretty good investment. So the point is, you got to look long-term in your life too. You can't look at short-term obstacles. Now, hang on to this because it's going to help you when you start dealing with budget and managing your money. I'm going to give you another tool here. There is a document sitting down in this office, in the school office, that is so important it's under lock and key. This document, and if you've been asleep, listen to this sentence. It's the single most important piece of paper in your life for the next 10 years, and I'm going to prove it to you. The single most important piece of paper in your life, and you probably don't even know it exists yet. okay? What that document is called is your transcript. You say, well, what the heck's your transcript? Could you help me? I'm sure everybody gets one of these. On one side is a quality transcript. Could you pass everyone one of those, please? Why is this transcript so critical? What are your two options when you get out of high school? Basically, anybody? Yes, ma'am.
College is one.
College is one. What's your other option, basically? Yes, ma'am.
Sitting on your butt.
Well, that's not really an option. You're going to starve to death, but a job. You're either going into the work world or you're going to continue your education and training. Okay, let's say you tell me, Greg, college isn't for me. I'm really not a school type person. It's your life. It's your call. Whatever you want. I just want you to get to wherever you're getting to. So let's say you have your freshly minted high school diploma. Now, real life is now you got to go to work if you're not going to continue your education. You see a job posted for $35,000 a year. It's an entry-level job. Okay? Do you know how many people in this area are going to apply for a $35,000 a year entry-level job? Any guesses, sir?
Around like 6,000?
Well, not quite 6,000. About 200 people are going to apply for this job in this area. Now, you actually brush your teeth that day and put on a clean shirt and go to a job interview, and you and 199 other people are lined up. And you go in and say, Miss Employer, I'm sharp, I'm good looking, I'm dependable, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'm your person. And she says, thank you very much, we'll call you. And the second person comes in, what do you think they say? The same thing. And the third person? It's amazing, but this woman interviews 200 perfect people. Wow, what are the odds? Now, we all know that's not true. We know some of those people are dumb as a doorpost. Some of them are lazy and undependable. How's the employer, the potential employer, supposed to know? You just got out of high school. You have no work history, basically. They're going to call over here to Kenwood, and they're going to say, I need Stephen's transcript. Dun, dun, dun. Life is about documentation. There's another tip for you guys. What's the first thing that employer is going to look for on that transcript? Yes, sir?
Grades?
No. He said grades. What's the first thing that employer is going to look for? Good guess, sir. Ma'am?
Days you attended school and days missed.
Gold star. Attendance. Here's another golden tip for you guys. Life is about dependability. You're going to obsess about grades. You need to obsess about getting into this school every day. Because, you know what? And I told you guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. In the real world, do you think that employer calls you back and tells you why you didn't get the job? They don't have time to deal with that. They make one call to the person they want. So you're sitting home and you're waiting for that phone to ring and it never does. You say, gosh, life's so unfair. I bet I didn't get that job because how my last name was spelled, or I had big ears. I knew I shouldn't have wore that orange shirt. And it has nothing to do with why you didn't get that job. You didn't get that job because you were absent 12 days your senior year. That's the first thing they're going to look for, is dependability. That's the real world. So you didn't get the job because of you, not because of your parents or the teachers, because of your choices and decisions. What do you think the second thing they're going to look for? Anybody? Guess. The second thing they're going to look for in that, yes, sir?
Grades?
Not yet. What in the world, sir?
Your behavior?
Well, I'm going to jump ahead. We're out of time. Academic rigor. You go, what are you talking about? Academic rigor. Look, we didn't just fall off the turnip truck. I look at a lot of transcripts at the university. I can tell in 6 seconds whether somebody's a fake. Why? They took easy stuff. They tried to maintain a GPA. Look, let's be real. Let's not sugarcoat this. An orangutan could get an A in science in 11th grade.